How many rebounds Aminu had?
6 rebounds.
Who, me?
Right. Thank you, everyone. We have Aminu Mohammed, we have Dante Harris, and Donald Carey. I'm going to go ahead and call on you. Sorry, we're not using the mics today. We'll start with Gene Wong. Please address which player you want to answer the question.
You tell us a little about the second half. Obviously, a little more aggressive and attacking. Just took over the game down the stretch. Give us that. Was it something at halftime you talked to coach about, or just you going out there being more aggressive?
If you look, in the first half, I had my chances, but I missed them. So I was kind of mad at myself, and coming into the second half because my guys, they told me the middle is going to be open, but you just got to make a play, So when I came in, in the second half, I was looking to make sure I convert every possession, and they were able to find me, and I was able to convert this possession, and which was great.
And then I saw you chatting up a little bit with Buddy Boeheim in the last few seconds. Would you share a little bit of that conversation?
I was just talking to him a little bit. He's Buddy Boeheim. I'm Aminu Boeheim. That was basically what I was saying. Just let him know I'm part of the family too. Just trying to get in his head a little bit, but he ain't paying attention to that.
I mean, what kind of difference did it make in the second half if we largely without a true center and you and Colin in the front?
I think that made it a whole lot of difference. If you notice, I'm able to hit Colin with a bounce pass. They long. So, if you're playing with a big and down there, you have to make a pass that he can catch. It might be high, but with Colin, I'm able to make those bounce passes, which is easier for him. And he was getting it and finishing, and he was doing the same for me. So, which was great.
Eamon, did you ever hear that? Sorry, we'll go over here to Ron.
Don, talk about not only your personal poise in the second half, but the teams. You didn't get rattled. You just chipped away, kept on chopping that wood. You got a victory.
Yeah, in big games like that, you make mistakes, but I just kept telling my teammates to just move on to the next play and reset every media timeout. Reset next play because we had to win the game.
Dante, can you talk about your injury, what happened to you, and then how much this game meant? I saw post-game you went into the stands, I'm assuming, with family.
Oh, yeah, my ankle's good. I just tweaked it a little bit, but I'm going to go home, get treatment on it, and be ready for practice tomorrow. And, I feel like this game meant a lot to all of us, our fans, the team, coaching staff. It's a big rivalry game, so, we had to get the win.
Who was it that you wanted to?
Oh, my dad, sister, all that, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions in the room, or we'll go to the Zoom? All right. We'll go to the Zoom.
Okay, our first question goes to Marcus Washington. Okay, we'll go to Noah and Citrus TV.
Aminu, in that second half, you had 21 points, team 45. What second half adjustments in the locker room did you make that you guys were able to, tear right through the zone?
As a team, we talked, we came together, and my guys, Don, Dante, they told me, Don told me the meter is gonna be open. I just got to make a play down there, because they couldn't stop it. You know what I'm saying? So I just had to, go on there poised, and when they find me, I'm able to make a play. Find my shooters in the corner. Kaden, got some couple of shots. That's just basically what we did. Get there, just make the right play. Don't force it if he's open. And, just kill them in the middle, because the zone, you can only make so much passes. When you have your chance, you got to take a shot.
Any final questions in the room?
Syracuse had 5 3-pointers in the first half. Able to limit them to 3 in the second half. What did you guys do defensively to kind of take away the 3?
In practices and, in previous games, we've been struggling, in defensive, in guarding the 3-point line sometimes. Our coaches, they always preach about, get to the body, be on the body all the time, and, tonight, that mentality, it sinks in whereby, our guys, we was able to close out on every shot, contest the shot. And, they hit some tough ones, but, we did a pretty good job, guarding the 3-point line. And before the game, we knew that coming in, they like shooting, they shooting team, they can make those shots, but we was able to do a good job, staying on the body and guarding.
We're going to go to Myron Metcalf in the room, and then we'll end in the Zoom with the Hoya.
Dante, it's a tight game late. You were bringing the guys together. What was your message, in those final possessions?
Just basically, we got rebound when they shoot, because rebounds is going to, help us win the game, and just stay connected. We're a family, so I wanted to keep my guys, together. Don't go out into individuals and things of that nature. So my message is basically just continue to play hard, continue to play together, and get stops down the stretch.
Hey, Sam Worth from La Jolla.
Yeah, could you guys speak to the atmosphere of the stadium and how much it helped you guys down the stretch?
To be honest, it was a great atmosphere, and I think it helped. It helped, but in otherwise, I feel like we as a team, we was able to come together, because sometimes some teams might get rattled, with the atmosphere. But we wasn't paying too much attention to that. We was able to stick together as a team down the line, and I think the atmosphere helped a lot. And I think I hope, and I think we continue to have that kind of atmosphere every time we play.
Thank you, everyone. If you want to answer that?
No, it's okay.
You guys are good?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Coach Patrick Ewing, we'll start with questions. And then Gene?
What Aminu gave you guys in the second half, and is that something you said to him at halftime, or just his decision to be more aggressive?
I don't think anything needs to be said to him. He's a very good player. He's only hit the tip of the iceberg. They say cream rise to the top. Well, he's rising. He just continue to get better every day.
Bailey?
Coach, talk about second half settling on 11, running the baseline, 23-0, circling in the middle, everybody in the shooters posting up. They really had no answer for that.
Well, we try to mix everything up. We ran a few different sets, and they fortunately they worked for us tonight. We were able to get the ball inside, and guys like Aminu and Colin were able to score inside. And we also got the ball to the guys in the perimeter. Caden didn't make as many shots as we would have loved for him to have made tonight. It would have made it a lot easier. But hey, everybody did something positive to help us to win. We rebounded basketball. We defended them. It was a hard fought game.
What difference were you looking for when you decided to go with just a no center role?
We need more offense. We need more offense and need more and better defense. Malcolm did a great job defensively when he was in there in the first half. He's a little bit under the weather, so we couldn't play him as much. Today wasn't Ryan's day. He had a big game for us in the previous game. That's one thing about our team. We are going to use all different types of lineup to be successful. Tonight it was Colin was at the 5, and Aminu and Caden was the 4, and we use Aminu's ability to score in the interior and also make plays.
That's what it means for you to beat Syracuse, the old Big East rival, on the day that they named this court after Big John.
Well, the court's been named after Big John since last year, but today was a formal ceremony. But it's great to beat Syracuse. Coach Boeheim and I have been nemesis for a lot of years. My 4 years here playing against him, and now this is my 5th year here coaching against him. He stood the test of time. He showed that he is a great coach, but the fact that he's been there for so long and still winning. But it was great to beat a Syracuse team. You see how many people was in the stands? That's what happens when you play Syracuse. Everybody comes out. The DC comes out, the Georgetown fan come out, and Syracuse always travel.
I know, it's easy, and you always say too, next man up, but Dante Harris gets hurt there in the second half. He goes into the locker room, he comes back. You talk about what Tyler Beer gave you, and he hasn't played a lot of seasons.
Tyler Beer gave us a hell of a boost. He didn't make too many mistakes. He locked in defensively. He ran the ball club. He took his shots when he had them. Hey, look, I thought he held us down while Dante was there. And then when Dante came back, they both played a little bit together. So I thought he did a great job.
And then also you said, Caden didn't make as many shots as you were cold. He did go cold for a while, but he made that big one at the end. Yeah, just the idea of the shooter mentality that you've kind of been talking about.
Hey, that's what shooters do. Look, I think he has not seen a shot that he didn't like, and all of the shot that he took, I thought were good shots, and I thought a few of them were going to go in, but unfortunately, it didn't.
So, we have a question right here.
Coach, just what does this mean? This win mean going into conference play and the end of the non-conference schedule?
It means a lot. It's not the end of non-conference schedule. We still have 2 more games to be played. But to beat Syracuse means a lot. Even though they're not in the Big East anymore, they still, one of the originals. The rivalry is, one of the biggest rivalry in college sports. I said it before. I was blessed to have played against them for 4 years. Back then, we were playing against them 3, maybe 4 times a year, depending on what happened in the regular season and in the playoffs. But it's a great win. Hopefully, we can build on it and continue to improve. All these games that we've played so far is all to get us ready for what's coming up. And what's coming up is the Big East schedule. And we've played some teams, even though I'm disappointed that we didn't win as many as I would have liked, but it's all about getting us prepared.
Okay, Marcus Washington from the Zoom.
Hey, Coach, I was wondering, what did you change on Gerard in the second half? He seemed to have an impactful first half, but in the second half, he was 1 for 7, including 0 for 5 from 3. Did you change something in how you were guarding him?
I didn't change anything, Dante. Hey, look, we told him before the game, I spoke with him a couple of days before the game, that we need Dante to get back to the Dante Harris of last year, where in terms of he was a hawk on defense. He's a great defender. He is a great defender. And, he showed it last year with his performance, in the Big East tournament. And, he and I spoke, and I told him he needs to get back to that level of defense. And tonight he did it. The first half, I'm not going to say he wasn't as effective in the first half because he made some tough shots. But, I thought he did an outstanding job when he came back in the second half.
And how much did you emphasize paint touches throughout the week? Because you had a boatload in the second half. It seemed like your offense got rolling. Was that something you talked about a lot this week leading up to this game?
Yes, but that's not just today, though. We always talk about paint touches. We talked about that even though they're playing a zone. We want to take our threes and make our threes, but we also have to get the ball in the paint and try to suck the defense in. And that's also when we can find open threes.
Thanks, Coach.
What you want?
Poise-wise, were you surprised that they were that poised in the second half, and have they lifted the bar up to where that's going to be your expectation?
Well, my expectation is always to be poised. Hey, I got this big stick I'm going to hit them with.
Thank you.